On Sunday, March 3rd, 2024, Delta Flight 2587 touched down in Orlando, Florida. Aboard that flight was me and my family, headed for Walt Disney World. Now, if you're a rail fanner like me, you know that vacations are the perfect opportunity to go rail fanning. So I decided that I would try to check out as many trains in the Orlando, Florida area as I could. And I decided I'd bring you along, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. After taking a monorail from our terminal to the main airport, we hopped on a rental car and drove in the direction of our first location. And after seeing a quick Brightline train, we were off to our next stop. Sand Lake Road Station is located on Sunrail's main line, with the occasional CSX or Amtrak train going through. Sand Lake Road is located across the way from CSX's Taft Yard, a major rail yard in Orlando. There are a few stone jobs in and out of Taft, which explained why they were the only cars we saw parked across from Sand Lake Road Station. Since Sunrail wasn't running that day and all signals were red, we decided to head off. And after a quick drive over of Taft Yard, we were off to our next location. Now, Walt Disney World actually has 4 types of train-like transportation methods. There's the Skyliner, the monorail, the People Mover, and my favorite, the steam train. Now, I'll be doing this in the list of the order that I wrote them. So up first was the Skyliner. Now, the Skyliner has 3 different lines: the Epcot/Riviera line, the Hollywood Studios line, and the Art of Animation/Pop Century line. They all meet at the Caribbean Beach Resort Station, which is a transfer station for all 3 lines. Today, we're going to ride the Hollywood Studios line from Hollywood Studios to the Caribbean Beach Resort and back. Personally, I really like this Skyliner. Now, let's check out a ride with no commentary.
Hollywood Studios. We are on our way to Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort with connecting flights to Epcot International Gateway. When exiting the cabin, please supervise children, collect your belongings, and watch your step. Thank you for flying. Hasta que las puertas se abran automáticamente. Al salir de la cabina, reúna sus pertenencias y observe sus pasos.
Oh, that kind of stings.
Now, from our trim, we were actually able to see some of the Epcot fireworks, which was pretty cool. Overall, the Skyliner was a really nice ride. Now let's move on to the monorail. The monorail has 2 loop lines. There's the main line and the Epcot line. Today, we are going to ride the main line from the Polynesian Resort to the Magic Kingdom. Instead of having 2 local and 2 express tracks, the Disney World monorail only has 1 track for local trains and 1 track for express trains. This is likely due to the loop shape on the monorail. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Full-service pump and help shop. Please hold on to the handbrake and stay clear of the doors until the monorail stops completely. This is Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa.
Up next is the People Mover. Now, the People Mover isn't really a form of transit, but really a ride. However, I decided to include it because of its train-like features. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
The next station is Tomorrowland Urban Planning and Star Traders. Transfer to green and red lines. Don't worry, your express train keeps on rolling through the future, right? First up, Progress City. Walt Disney's amazing dream for a community of tomorrow. Did you know Progress City inspired Epcot? And a lot of the visionary ideas throughout Walt Disney World. Look, there's even a tiny people mover. I wonder if that means there's a tiny board. On your right is Star Traders, home to the greatest goods in the galaxy. Except actual stars. Those are no longer sold. Love a good circuit. And these are two of the best tracks in the cosmos for a bit of light and speedy competition.
The roller coaster, you see? That's what I want to go so bad. Daddy, can we go on that one? That's Tron. That's the new one. Daddy, can we go on that one?
In conclusion, I really like the People Mover. Even though it isn't a form of transit, it's a very cool ride. And now, time for my favorite form of transportation at Disney World, the Walt Disney World Steam Train. Like the monorail, the steam train runs in a loop-like shape. The steam train makes 3 stops, one at Main Street, one at Fantasyland, and one at Frontierland. Since when we got there, the train was already leaving, we had to wait for another one, and this was perfect because I had a nice up-close view of when the train was going to come. Then, our train arrived, with engine number 2, Lilybell, leading.
As you approach the platform, remain fully seated until you hear the 2 words, all clear. Once again, we are still in motion. Please remain fully seated.
Now we were going to ride the train one stop to Fantasyland, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
I love minding this railroad. But for those times I'm fixing for something a bit wilder, Big Thunder Mountain is the place. Circus. This is the place. Now, please wait until the train has come to a complete stop. Gather your juggling pins, unicycles, and other belongings, and carry your strollers away from the platform before he takes us to Main Street, USA. We'll head for Frontierland after that. Stay seated and keep your hands and arms, feet and legs inside the train at all times. Oh, and please keep an eye on your children. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias. Next up is a place that's always ahead of the curve, and not just because we're on the straight. On the
Now, a pretty cool thing. Located right outside the Fantasyland train station is the Casey Jr. Splash Pad. Along with that is an old restroom that was originally a roundhouse. On one of the pathways, you can see the right-of-way of an old track. Now this track most likely continued further onto the main line, but the remnants of it must have been removed. We have one more thing to check out before we leave for our next stop, so in the meantime, let's check out the steam train departing Main Street Station.
Not to worry. On this train, it's never goodbye. It's always see you real soon. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias. Friends, I'm so delighted you joined us today. There's nothing I enjoy more than showing folks around this magic kingdom, especially because
Before our next stop, I wanted to show you something very cool I found in the Disney resorts. Located at the Contemporary Resort is where the monorail actually runs through the building. Take a look.
Sometimes if you wave it, I'll wave back.
Now this is pretty cool because whenever do you see a train running through a building? Anyway, now let's move on to our last and final stop. We had quite a lot of time before our flight departed back to JFK Airport, but we didn't even want to risk going somewhere. However, I was able to get a nice cab ride view from the main airport terminal to air slide number 4.
They approved it, but it takes a while. Remember, it takes a while.
Bueno, no sé si tú lo viste, si te dije yo, pero nadie sabía que tú estabas ahí. And that's not fair, porque aquí deberían de dar más de 2 personas solo.
¿Cómo funciona eso de llamar
Clear up the doors and
You
hold
get
on
one
to the
point,
handrails.
and then that goes away.
When the gate pit stops, please exit for gate 70 through 99.
¿Cómo hay points? Eso no lo sabes. Yo necesito saber el point system para yo empezar a llamar cada 6 meses.
Eso es Disney.
Lillian is 3. You didn't know that? If you call it 3 times in a row, it's 1 point. Have you
Now from Air Slide 4, you're actually getting a pretty good view of Brightline's Orlando line. We caught 3 Brightline trains, 2 southbounds to Miami and 1 northbound to Orlando.
Welcome aboard.
Then our flight departed and we headed back home. Anyway, I really liked exploring some of Florida's trains. It was a very cool experience and I would definitely want to come back soon.